Welcome back to Malaysia for live coverage of ESL One Genting 2018. Now our second day is almost at a close. We are potentially just one game away as we head into our last best of three between these two teams, TNC and Newbee, of course. And just a little nod back to the video you may have seen just before we came back there. I can vouch for the fact that the boy wonder on EG can sing, sort of. I've been karaokeing with it. It's not pretty. Anyway, let's move swiftly on to two people who have wonderful voices, regardless of whether they can sing or not. It is, of course, Blitz and the Has. Have you been in a karaoke bar with Samao?
I have not heard the boy wonder.
Okay, yeah. Let me just say he's not on Toby One's level. It's not quite there. It's good, but needs more work.
Have you had this experience, Will?
Dude, I'm his PUBG duos partner. So
he's heard him singing on stream.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
yeah.
Got it.
That's just like what he does.
Yeah, he also can't drive to save his life.
Oh, there's this
Have
funny
you
story
seen his
about
PUBG
that.
driving? Holy moly, that kid
about
can't
his,
drive.
I thought you were
For
talking about
whatever
his
reason,
actual driving.
No, I don't know about his
everybody on
actual
the
driving. I
team
mean, if he drives in
complains
real
about him
life,
in PUBG.
if he drives in real life like he does in PUBG, I'm never getting in a car with the guy.
We shouldn't talk about that.
Brings back bad memories from Will. Let's turn our attention to game number 2. Drafts just around the corner. Will, what would you like to see from TNC?
To not get out drafted.
Yes, of course. I think that one's obvious.
I don't know. It was like a weird core situation because like they pick these cores. They don't ban the Omni Knight, who has a sick game. KP honestly got to do whatever he wanted in that game. He walked around repelled. There was like one sequence of events where I think they chased him for like 2.5 straight minutes, and he just kept running in a circle because he knew as long as I don't mess this up, like I can't die. So let's just continue to mess with them and prove a point. Then the Tinker goes in the TB. And Tinker can be TB, it's not like 100%, you know, like that matchup is so bad, but it's pretty rough. And when you have 2 of your 3 heroes just straight up get countered, like at that point, you're in for a really rough time.
Do you want them to just save the core picks till later in the draft and have just the supports up front and then figure out how they want to play later, or do you want to get them out at the front?
I think that picking the TB was okay, but I don't know. I think if they were going to take a hero 4th, I would have liked to see something like the Nyx. Because you have to understand, when you pick a TB like that in the 3rd position, you know what the follow-up is most likely going to be, and it's likely going to be the Tinker. And so if you're understanding of that situation, you need another hero that can more reliably catch.
Right. Let's get into that second draft. Alan, thoughts?
Well, I just don't. I don't think you, as a team that mostly wins games by Raven or Cuckoo or both snowballing, I don't think you can afford to put yourself in a situation where both of their heroes are hard countered by the enemy team's 3rd pick. It is really just that simple. So PL ban, no surprise. Both teams value that hero highly. I actually a little disappointed. I hoped I would get to talk about this Battle Fury PL build with Will, but that Cuckoo was actually instrumental in pioneering.
I mean, we can talk about anything you want to.
That's all right. We'll save it for the. We'll say. I think it's going to come back.
It might come back
at some point in the main event.
The Omni ban makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
get rid of that. Not having any of that in game 2.
And Bounty Hunter, that's interesting because that's very much a scouted ban. Kaka Bounty Hunter has been, you know, obviously amazing the other day, but they had been playing it before the tournament.
Hope to see my boy Moogie play Slark.
So do you want to reveal to the public, to your adoring public fans, what you wanted to Slark?
I think it's really good against TB.
Yeah, it was as simple as that.
I was making it more complicated than it needed. I thought Will had this like mysterious.
No, I did too. I was looking forward to this like incredible.
You just like pounce on him, and when he tries to sunder you, you can just like pop your ulti and kill him anyways.
And
chill.
Unlike a hero like AM, like Slark doesn't care about being reflected.
Yeah, the reflection doesn't really. When you're playing heroes like Luna and stuff, you hate
getting reflected is like, oh my god.
Yeah, it sucks because you get all the negative effects of it too. It's like what your illusion's gonna steal your stats. That doesn't work.
This is a devastating open by Newbee. We should mention in the last game, a little bit surprising based on past history, that it was actually Kaka that was playing the Disruptor. Highly atypical for them. FaZe, an excellent Disruptor player, and this Naga Siren is just so scary as a first phase. Naga coming into this tournament was 23-8 in 707D, mostly as a support, but you always have to at least have in the back of your mind the possibility of a KP core Naga. Really, really frightening.
You think we'll see more of this as we go through?
What?
The Naga?
I think it's
oh, the Naga?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's just like weird hero. Like, sorry, I was like thinking about that hero because I keep thinking about Pango because somebody told me today. Oh, it was Yanni that told me like if Pango rolls, you can just net him. And I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that was what I thought of. But I think it's interesting because sleep as a concept is so good, right? Like we have these ideas about things like that we compiled on the various teams I worked on, like conceptually broken. So it's like Pit Lord's ulti is conceptually broken. Arc Warden's ulti, conceptually broken. And Naga, I think, falls under one of those categories where you reset everything. You get to catch, you set up whatever fight you want. It's like a global break, you know? It's like a, we messed up, reset button. Oh, Roshan, you're taking that? Don't worry, let me just sleep it, walk in, take it anyways ourselves.
But it has way more, but the thing is, when people talk about sleep as a reset button, it actually has way more offensive potential than that as well. You can use it to set up spell combos on your side. One of the really enjoyable things to me, though, as you watch these patches, is you get to see really good teams. Like, they'll see something like a support Naga coming on in the Chinese and possibly SEA scene, and they'll try it out themselves. And I've actually seen like 3 support Naga games in the last 2 weeks by teams that aren't used to it screw up sleep combos because they're not used to the smaller radius on the level 1 sleep.
No, I think we saw it
we saw
in the
that,
previous
we
game,
saw
even
it just
with a team
yesterday.
that can play with it.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true. I was thinking of the Planet Dog the other day, but yeah. But no, this is the Darkseer is one of Sam H's signature heroes. It is his most played, or maybe second most played hero. But he's 6-0 with it, and Darkseer not otherwise terribly successful. Yeah.
They have good counters to it though. Disruptor's really nice. It's like one of the best.
And they've picked that Darkseer into that as well.
If you're good at it, why not, right?
Sure, but you also mentioned that you don't want them to do too many
I
hard
don't want that to
counters.
happen
You don't have the counters again, right?
And it's funny because it reminds me, Will and I have had this conversation several times. Like when I miscall drafts, it's usually because I put too much stock in players and their tendencies, whereas Will tends to just go mostly by heroes. And the SCCC Tinker last game was a really great example of where I'm like, well, SCCC, he's not a great Tinker player, and Will's like, what are you talking about? It's a sick Tinker game. I think that does usually win. So you do have to weight the fact that this is not a great Darkseer game, even though Sam H is a great Darkseer player.
I agree with that. Which means I agree with myself.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say,
well done. Congrats on agreeing with you.
Just pat myself on the back here.
Yeah.
So Newbee I actually would like to see them pick up a 1 or 2 right here and not reveal any information about the Naga.
Here's my bold hero. Super bold. I would like to see Bloodseeker from Newbee.
Well, that's not that bold. Come on, that's a Mookie hero, man. It totally screws with the Sand King and the Darkseer, sure. But it's not that bold. Like, Moogie loves that hero.
You know what hero I don't like seeing him play?
Jug
King.
It's weird that you bring that up.
He's
Why
played
do
a
you
lot
say
though
that?
recently.
Why
What
do you say
mean?
that?
Do you think Moogie's like an excellent Monkey King?
No, I think he's a very high volatility Monkey King player.
I see. That's a interesting way to put that out. Is how I'll say that.
Why? It's weird to me that you brought that up because I was watching some of his Monkey games, and he has games where he looks really sick on the hero, and he has games where, I don't like it at all.
You know, I think Moogie is an excellent carry who has improved a ton, like an absolute metric ton. But he is like, his Monkey King leaves a lot to be desired.
I will say this. I think Moogie isn't. I think this is like the ideal meta for him right now.
Oh yeah, I think it's
I
sick.
think he is so well suited.
I'm just memeing because the last time he was the only player I've ever seen miss 2 straight Jingu staffs.
I like this SD pick a lot. I think Shadow Demon is heavily underpicked as a hero right now.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's pretty strong in lane, and I think he offers a lot of combo potential with cores on your side and a lot of counter potential on the enemy side. That's not what I expected. Ooh, but it is the classic.
Just pick like silencer mid if you're TNC. Go for it.
And they run that. They run the hell out of that. They actually run silencer core and support.
Well, I don't know if you can run him support anymore because you have Sand King Plus.
So.
Yes, but I think running silencer core is not the worst. It would really mess with Newbee.
Very happy to see Enigma in here.
Yeah. He's great right now. They can't pick Rubik.
Underpicked as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they can't really pick. They could pick Rubik, but it would be weird to do it now.
Yeah,
with that's the Darkseer and the Sand King.
That's the weakness, and same thing as we were just talking about the. That's the weakness of the 3-4 open like this. That you absolutely can't take a support now later on in the draft.
So if you're TNC, now you have this like weird situation where if you take core silencer, maybe it doesn't fit with the rest of what you wanted to do. But if you don't take it, then what is your idea behind beating? Because the Enigma, the thing about him, and that was really cool about him in the past ball, is like this hero, if he doesn't have any natural counters, you know that at one point you will win a team fight.
Yep.
He will win you the team fight, and the game just ends. That's like the really scary thing that you always have to like think about. Because once he gets BKB Blink Dagger, what's your deal?
The KP smiling on the screen. He's like,
I think TNC are really second guessing themselves here. I thought their Shadow Demon was a setup for the Luna, and they're looking at it as we need a way to stop the black hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just means that you have to hold the Void. And the thing though is like Naga's a great counter to Void.
Yes.
He just Chronos and then you sleep.
The absolute classic counter from what was it? TI 5 or 6? I think it was 6 that you saw that featured heavily when OG were
one of those two. I can't remember which one now either. It was one of those two we saw in North.
It was 6. It was definitely 6. Yeah, it was definitely 6 where that came back because it was something I was like, wow, I haven't seen this in 5 years. I think I really didn't. I did not think that the draft. I expected much more conservative, straight up drafting in the series out of these two teams, and I think Newbee has really put TNC in a corner in both of these drafts, and a lot of it's been self-inflicted.
TNC's turn to pick.
Yeah, they've picked. I mean, in the first game they picked into counters, and they're doing it again here.
So
not they've got much choice this time. Though.
This is the classic, like, okay, I think we might be outdrafted, but hey, Cuckoo, you play a sick SF, 10-3 this patch, carry us, bro.
Are his shoulders wide enough, Will?
10 seconds remaining.
No.
Yeah.
Will's measuring up on the screen. No.
What do Newbee do here?
Anything
OD?
they like, Alan. Anything they want there, right?
Yeah.
They could literally play anything right now.
It's such an open hero pool. I still like the OD, but
they could play a Quap here and win.
Quap is just so abysmally bad this patch.
No.
Okay, that's not.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Hello?
Wait.
Viper?
So
That
Viper is a
means-
Mugi hero, which is totally weird.
Yeah.
Well, what are these lanes gonna look like? Where's it? The Viper's
gonna be
mid
Viper.
here.
So KP's going to take the Enigma.
So this is SCCC Viper mid,
Yep.
Mugi Jug.
Yep.
Or do you think the other way around?
What?
No.
I think it's a Mugi Jug.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess we got to go Newbee here. I thought TNC would be a little bit better in these drafts.
Is that a disappointing draft from TNC for you?
No, I think TNC's gonna take it.
What? Why?
I don't know. I just kind of want to mess with you.
Okay.
I wanted to see Alan's reaction because I knew if I said the other way, yeah, he's just like really upset looking.
Trolled.
I'm chill.
Okay, all right. So debated, and actually, your real answer is
TNC.
thanks very much, Will. Fantastic. Brilliant. Just see what I have to work with all day long. Nahaz and Will splitting the decision in game number 2. But do the teams do that? Let's find out as we head into game number 2. Newbee just one away from reaching the next round.
Yes, indeed, Red Eye. Let's get ready for this one. Should be a good one. We've got some exciting heroes. We've got an Enigma, and we've got some not so exciting heroes. Finishing off the draft with the Viper there. Bit of disappointment there from Newbee. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll see who plays what. Do you imagine that they're probably right? It's going to be SCCC playing the Viper, Mugi playing the Jug.
Yeah,
They
it should
could go both ways around, couldn't they?
Not a fan of the safe lane Viper, so Also not a fan of seeing SEC and Mugi swap lane, so yeah.
Sure. Okay.
SEC Viper seems fine. Just put him mid, let him do his thing, and go from there. But I like TNC. I think my boys from SEA have a good draft.
The Cuckoo SF?
Yeah, Cuckoo SF is fantastic. I think is one of the flashiest SFs out there. Plays this very, very aggressive style, very spellcaster heavy, normally goes for all those short cooldown items, plays around that level 25 talent. Darkseid not great here on this patch, but with
I
Void,
feel like Darkseid, we've seen a lot
okay,
of
though.
underwhelming games from Darkseid. Sure, they have got that
Vacuuming
synergy
the
there.
Chrono, the Iron Shell gives Void a lot of extra damage. It used to be popular when Voids weren't going the right-click build damage as much, but we do see the Battle Furies and stuff, so not sure if Darkseid Void is still a really good combo like it used to be, but
we'll have to find out. We should be able to get the game underway pretty shortly. But as a whole, would you say there is one draft that you do think is the stronger one out of these two? You know, there's sort of the support Naga from Newbee coming in again. We've seen a few times from some of the teams.
what have they got? The team fight around the sleepers, like
they've got the setup for the Black Hole.
Black Hole, yeah.
That's the big
Enigma,
one.
that's the other heroes forgetting about. And for TNC, what do they have to cancel the Black Hole? Not a whole lot.
It's the Chrono Vacuum is
Yeah,
be okay.
not great. Like especially at BK.
If they win the BKB's out.
at
Yeah,
Black
they
Hole.
okay. So it's all about
That's-
really the Chrono in that sense. Then.
Yeah, a big Enigma test is like when you get that BKB blink, like can anyone stop you casting Black Hole? And if there's, especially when there's only one core in the other team, it's like, well, you just BKB Black Hole a hero, game's over. In this case, the Void is maybe that target. SF is also a good target, so their supports were, what supports do they have on TNC? Who knows?
I can't remember. We'll find out here as we have to get ourselves into the game. And it was because, let me just see how to remember. Yes, of course. SD.
So no cancel for the Black
No,
Hole.
absolutely. Just the Chronosphere once the BKB's out for KP. And, I mean, talking about sort of control, otherwise, they do certainly have the setup in the laning stage for the whole SK setup to go ham. But, yeah, the KP Black Holes could be quite a sight to see this game if things go to plan for Newbee.
This is a cool smoke. Not something Newbee see coming, I imagine, as this will perhaps expect them to come up the cliff to the north, but they're going to come from behind. And Demon has boots. That is the greediest Shadow Demon build I've seen in a while.
Oh, and here we go. Is he going to be able to get the catch on to Kaka? Yes, he is. Disruption to set things up. TNC surround the Naga Siren, and they'll be able to get themselves first, but can they get it on Cuckoo? That would be the dream. Get him those souls, but Samich is going to be taking it with the Iron Shell. You could see they really wanted to give it to the Cuckoo.
I was like, no one's attacking. He's going to get it. And then, he walked back into the Iron Shell, which is perhaps a very heads-up play from the Naga. Like, no, SF, you're not killing me. This Iron Shell, I can force myself to take damage.
Yeah, that could have been quite brutal indeed if he got those charges up.
I think you want to go running in, KP. You've got a good level 1 here on Enigma, so runes. Okay, they're actually maybe going to get 3 runes on the side of Newbee with a bit of aggression from Mugi's Jug. Burrow Strike.
It's alright, Blade Fury. Indeed they do. They take 3.
Well played. So first blood, Shadow Demon Boots, a bit obscure, but he's the better catch compared to Sand King because of the range of disruption, so that actually secures him first blood.
Let's have a get to see it again here. Easy kill, and it was very close to Cuckoo being able to get that final hit.
Yep. He turned around. He actually
Definitely
dropped
intended,
a ward in front of their face, which was a bit odd. Not sure if that was intended. And mirror images at level 1, very bad level 1 spell for Naga. That's perhaps the bigger thing here, is you almost always want that Riptide as a harassing tool, so we'll see what he can do with Illusion. Sometimes picked up early, like level 2 to do stacks, but don't know. You can't really stack until a minute 52 anyways. So a level 1 Naga with images. This should be very good for the TNC laning stage early on.
Yeah, and do you like this sort of decision to take Raven down to the bottom and have him farm aggressively against the Jug? Because this is trying to avoid some sort of things. Is there a reason why you want the Darkseer to be up against the Enigma instead?
So you've got very weak supports for dealing with the Enigma, I guess. The Shadow Demon, Sand King, not the best at catching him, and I think the idea is that your Void's just going to get a lot of farm denied by the conversion. So you send Darkseer there, he pushes out the lane. He doesn't care that he gets a range creep denied because he then goes and farms the jungle. He's going to go behind the tower, farm the jungle, and just out-farm an Enigma in theory.
Cuckoo gets a little too close. They chase him down. They've got the drag back as Faith. Hits level 2 with the glimpse. Be able to get that SF out of the game. And he's having a very slow start, of course, the mid lane. Only 2 for 1 CS.
Always faster with the boots. Surge up in a couple of seconds.
He should have this.
Oh, he bought the bottle and everything on Darkseer at the shop. That's really nicely done. Sam H is a very good Darkseer player.
get
showing
those
it there.
easy bottle charges.
And he's going to get bounty, so he's going to instantly refill that bottle, which is a really, really nice play.
Oh, bit of going in onto the Kaka illusion rather than the actual Naga. 1437 will be able to disrupt. Take away the double damage route. Yeah, it's not a good sign. Was trying to head for it with the root.
Yeah, so top lane should definitely be a win for TNC now. Daxia can continue to just run it. KP spam out the lane with Iron Shell. It's breaking clarities. KP can't even... You really want to get that fast Arcane Boots, and dying like that, not farming well. This Arcane Boots is going to come incredibly slow. He needs more clarities in this lane, quite likely. It's going to be tough for him.
1437.
Maybe in trouble here with SCC swooping in.
Yeah, he's not surviving here, 1437. He's going to be a dead Shadow Demon.
He got solo killed by Disruptor. I don't think Viper really did a whole lot there.
No,
you can't run away. You run into a Disruptor. We saw it last game. There's no running away, and perhaps a 5 position where you see a lot of this tournament with how strong it's been today, at least. And he's behind the tier 1.
So much pressure from Sam, yeah.
You've got to maximize your last hits every time you use conversion in KP's shoes if you don't have mana regen. He's got no mana to use it again. Might get one more off once his mana regen ticks in. So looking like a very hard one lane by TNC up there, but these other lanes a bit more even.
So once again towards mid, this time 1437, bringing Tims over as well, towards Faith, there for the setup, into the Burrow Strike. He should have just enough damage. SCC's going to look for the drive. Was it not enough? Oh, 4 HP. Faith will survive. They don't quite finish off the Disruptor. They won't lose any life themselves, but not quite getting that kill that they were attempting for with that smoke play.
Yeah, this mid lane's going horrible for TNC. SF is not farming. The supports are coming in and not really feeding gold to Viper, but to the support Disruptor. This Disruptor is just completely secured and won this mid lane. And the crew may still die here.
Yeah, 1437 looks like he's got it.
That should not happen there. Very badly micro. Could have just sent it downwards and back to base. No excuse there. Nice bit of income considering TNC's mid lane was going pretty poorly. Only the top lane really being won for them. The mid lane being horribly lost. The bottom lane pretty even, slightly jug favored. You're going to keep the Sam H Arcane Boots bottle. Constant sustain because of this bottle and ability to just pick up all these runes.
Mid lane, Tims heading forward, looking for the... I mean, yeah, without Cuckoo having the mana for the Razors as well, it's pretty much an impossible kill. 1437 again, getting caught in this position. Put the Kalimps back, Faith dragging him into the hands of Kaka. 1437 will go down. Another time that they keeps coming over to this area trying to look for an opening onto mid, but Newbee are very much prepared for it as Kaka and Faith are sort of seeming to set up home around that area of the map.
Not a fan of these Shadow Demon movement. It's way too bad. He's playing like he's the full position, which is weird. He's roaming, he's level 1 Shadow Demon with Disruption. You don't really do a whole lot of damage. He needs to either be only... He has to play with Sankey. Like, if you're roaming as Shadow Demon, it only works when you're roaming with your other support. And we saw one attempt mid with the Sand King, but 2 of his other 3 ganks have been alone. It just doesn't work.
Hold on. Burrow Strike onto Kaka. Kaka, the mirror image, does get the roots off, but he'll lose his own life. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Moogie getting the return kill with the Blade Fury. The Thunder Strike down onto 1437. See if they can do anything else here. Moogie, of course, not quite level 6, so no Omni Slash. Blade Fury still on cooldown. So Mighty has the damage on his own, really, to do anything about that, so we'll have to just resort back to farming.
See that, Shadow Demon with friends does a lot more than a Shadow Demon alone roaming through the jungle. It just isn't what a Shadow Demon is designed to do. Moving around, you're not tanky, you don't have the best spell in a 1v1 kind of scenario where you're isolated in the jungle, you're not great at going for all the bounty runes. You need to play differently. So sticking with the supports as much as possible. No kill on mid as SCC throws out his first Viper Strike. Interesting Sand King's taking over this lane. That really speaks to how badly this SF is doing in this mid lane. The fact he has to fall back, go to the jungle a bit, and not even stick around mid. This would be such a big kill.
Oh, they do have the disruption set up, but they don't want to do it.
I don't think does Tims have boots?
Yeah, back off, KP. Holding the Galaxy in place, setting up the Moogie to join the party.
So the one hero that's just like crushing the lane. KP's like, well, I'm not winning my lane, but I have Arcane Boots, Black Hole.
This guy?
Someone TP in and kill this sucker. And down goes the Darkseer, so at this point, effectively, 2 lanes won, and 1 lane bit of a wash, I'd say, bottom lane.
And Kaka now just looking to soak up some of the XP with the rotation from Mugi going elsewhere. CCC level 7 we've seen already. It's a very scary hero for TNC to go on at this point.
Newbee just doing so good with when they're seeing behind the heroes they need to. Disruptors being always in the right spot at the right time.
Oh, Tim's. What's the mark there with that burrow strike? I mean, even if it hit this stage, I don't know if it would have quite done enough as Raven. Not level 6 on the Void quite yet. No Kronos with the follow-up.
SMH now take over the bottom lane. Looks like they realize they just need Void to farm, and Dax is perfectly well equipped to pressure the offlane tower. Go for some kills here.
See what he can do here, Sam.
Yeah, his farm's looking good. Is that the Helm of the Dominator build we're going to see again? Seems to be the popular go-to. Very good to get a Helm of the Dominator early on, a hero like Dax.
Oh yeah, you got low regen. Makes very tanky indeed, and we're seeing cute little plays, surging the creep sync, getting those stuns, getting the catch.
Same build.
Very nice, double iron shell.
Yeah, double iron shell on yourself, the creep.
Yeah.
You can take siege creeps to push fast with. There's a lot of early game friends. When you're having a really good early game fast farm, it just doesn't feel like you want to go into that fast mech because you're like, well, I can get a fast mech, but I don't think my teammates are ready to fight. You've got this SF who's not going to want to fight, who's going to want to play catch up, so having a mech doesn't give you anything.
You've got to be careful there, Faith. Is going to be able to get the glimpse onto Samich, dragging him back into the field, but Samich actually able to get out to the sideline, tries for the TP, but the roots there from Kaka holds him down. Newbee will be able to catch out Samich, so as quickly as he dies top, he heads down to bottom, and Newbee react, and they're able to take that Darkseer down once again.
Seems like the key pickoffs for Newbee, not just getting kills, but on Darkseer twice after his good early game start, Shadow Fiend to make sure he had a bad early game start. All the kills Newbee are getting have significance, which normally you talk about first 10 minutes of the game getting kills. Oh, not the biggest deal because it's typically supports fighting for bounty runes, and someone dies because a team brings like 2 supports. But these are kills on cores, these are kills that lead to towers, as we're seeing here in the bottom lane. So Newbee actually converting these good kills that they're getting in this first 10 minutes of the game.
We'll see Cuckoo still trying his best to recover, but he's got quite the way to go on this Shadow Fiend after such a rough start in that middle lane.
Let's see what Raven. Okay, Shadowblade first. I think this is nice. You don't need the Battle Fury as much when you've got the Darkseer. The Iron Shell damage in Chrono is a nice little boost. Perhaps you want the Battle Fury to keep on farming, but you've got an SF, so I don't think going too greedy is a good idea. This is a game where his Chrono is going to be the mid-game team fight, so he needs to be a much more aggressive Void rather than a greedy farming one.
Yeah, we talked about just having, getting the jump onto KP, making it just that little harder for KP to be getting away with the Black Holes, especially at this early stage. And KP is going to be farming up quite a treat soon, as the Midas is pretty much finished on him.
Really showing that this is not a game Newbee feel pressured with. They can just play greedy farm, and he's right. This is a pretty standard Enigma item as well, where you want to get all those late game talents, you want to get all those late game items, and you want to get black hole kills and a Void.
Here we go, straight up following up the song. They have the Omni Slash as well. No escape for Raven. They see an opportunity, they go for it. Sure, Sam H was in the neighborhood, but no way that he could get close enough to disrupt any part of that play. Okay, just trying to back up. SCCC's already been able to find Tim's. There's a second kill for the side of Newbee as SCCC puts the pressure on. Down bottom, it's 8 for 3, 2k lead. Things are starting to get a bit hairy for TNC very early on in this game.
Yep. And it's Newbee with the Helm Dominator of their own and Viper pressuring lanes as well, so things looking very good. Being able to find ways to use Black Hole early on is often tricky and typically is just used for solo kills, and we've seen twice now that Black Hole actually gets some good extra value. Killing Darkseer, killing Void. Newbee's kills are very much split across the TNC course at this point with multiple Darkseer kills, SF kills,
I mean, look at
Void
this.
kill.
They are going to look for a chance to find some sort of a Chrono, but already the glimpses there onto the Void, and Cuckoo does get surged, but he backs away. He knows this is a risky fight to take if the Void's not on the front line with a Chrono potential. Sam H on the sidelines being beat down upon by SCCC, falling very low, jump forward. Chrono's there, it's onto the Viper, so we'll set up for the raises, allowing Cuckoo to take down SCCC. TNC, see if they can get anything more, but Newbee already back away up onto their own high ground. Meanwhile, mid lane, KP keeping the pressure on. Tim's and 1437. They really want to try and find something more. They go in with the Burrow Strike. They have the Iron Shell there, Hellbear Smasher, that allows them to bring down Faith. Get a second kill. Mugi, look at the man up, does still have Blade Fury, so should be fine. But still 2 kills for TNC there as they move in and get the job very nicely done. Even with just the one-man chrono, that sort of setup with the Iron Shells, the Razors, it doesn't matter if it's a Viper. It's a lot of damage indeed. KP is going as well. Another kill. 2 kills for Cuckoo there off the back of that movement from TNC. And already, as we can see on the net worth, absolutely helping to bump him back into the game.
A bit odd from KP walking into them. Perhaps.
I mean, they did. So 4,
yeah.
Just hero after hero walking into TNC. And that's so 3 kills for Cuckoo there. He gets the double kill and he did get the kill. What's going on?
Newbie?
They literally just fed.
They chain fed.
I mean, Cuckoo's got a triple kill. He's back. Only 500 underneath the highest after getting, you know, absolutely destroyed in the laning stage because of the Viper. And now he's got 2.3k gold in the bank. Just that was a very, very strange from Newbee. I mean, considering the way we've seen them play in game 1, and to be fair, the start game 2, it looked alright, but they just messed up.
One chrono kill turned into 5 kills. A lot of it was down to the vision. You know, the KP kill, they saw him rotating through the jungle with some wards, but the other big thing is TNC, no, they're way stronger. Song was used, Black Hole was used. There's no ultis on Newbee's side, so they wanted to fight.
They're looking to go back in again, TNC. We'll see if they can get away with this. MH leading forward. He's looking to try and beat down, but they've lost the Sand King. Cuckoo posts the Requiem on the sidelines. Mugi going for the Blade Fury. Cuckoo able to take down the Disruptor with the Razors. They'll force Mugi back. CCC goes for the TP out. Samh tries as well. Kaka will find the route. They should be able to get him with the Omni Slash from Mugi. They sure do. They take 2. So this time TNC the ones to make the mistake of sticking around a little too long.
Yeah, they were just way too far in as well. And I think Newbee realizing they just need to play more defensive, play the farm game. You don't have ultis, don't fight into TNC's 5-man. Or if you are going to do it, make sure it's when they've dived and pushed way too far. Behind the tier 1 tower there was definitely not the place for TNC to be. And KP's not even there. He's like, yeah, look, my Black Hole's been down for a while. I'm just going to keep farming. That was a big mistake for him to get caught there. Really slowed down like some of his item times. He should be at like 6.5k net worth right now. Maybe at least 6k. That death definitely hurt him. So I think Newbee recognized that.
Raven. He has got the chrono. Let down onto 2. 1437, the only one really close enough. Can they get the kill? They've got the bash onto Kaka. He's going to need another. He's not going to get it. Song's out from Kaka. He's able to disengage. TNC will continue to try and chase. Mugi's already TPing out. I don't know if they'll be able to quite catch Kaka. Doesn't look like they'll surge up the Sand King. Yeah, they are trying their best, and that might be quite enough. He's got just enough time to close the gap, get the Burrow Strike. Can he actually get the kill though? It doesn't look like it. Kaka will be fine. Bit of a slippery one there.
Yep, they've still got the vision right on top of them if TNC want to keep diving. Newbee might have an idea there's wards around because the sentry they placed behind their tower didn't actually find any ward, but they're now ready to go a bit more. They've got the Black Hole back up, they've got the Static Storm. They do not have the sleep since they had to use it there, but all in all, the glimpse into Static Storm is going to be enough of a setup for them if they want to try and take a fight.
Yeah, Battle Fury now, complete on Mugi, so whereas we're seeing the top 4 be relatively close in net worth between each other, now we can expect that Joker to start breaking ahead bottom lane again. KP, any time that he sees the chance for those solo kill, there was one hero Black Holes, he goes for it, and they've got 3 massive kills off the back of it, taking down Raven like that. Newbee now still looking to try and fight for more up top as well. SCCC will be held down. He's going to go straight for the TP out. It's not going to make it though. Vacuum's there from Samh. Brought out with the Burrow Strike. Will pay his price.
Totally fine for Newbee losing just the Viper for that. They get the Void in bottom. They take out a tier 2 tower. Very much a farming Black Hole. Again, similar to the last ones where you farm a core and then you create space to just continue farming while Black Hole's down. You're not looking to turn it into an objective. You're not looking to win a big team fight, get a Roche, win the game off of it. You're just purely looking to continue to farm. As KP hadn't even picked up anything since his Midas. He's got a big chunk of goals at BKB, I imagine. Possibly Blink. I think he's more farm than Blink. Yeah, BKB coming out on Courier, and then Blink Dagger probably shortly to follow. He's top of the net worth chart, and that's with the debt. He died when he had his Midas coming up earlier, so he could be even more farm. This Enigma hero just skyrockets in terms of net worth in games like these.
I've got the Blink Dagger as well, completed by Cuckoo. I mean, again, just sort of to go back on Cuckoo's net worth. He is now highest on in the game, and he has really made quite a recovery. A bit of it was down to that bit of a mishap from Newbee around this area that we're looking around at the moment earlier on. But yeah, certainly making quite the recovery. And look for the plays from Cuckoo. As we said at the start, he's a pretty good SF player.
He is the player to watch. He'll be looking to do some flashy stuff and buy some time using this high mobility blink Yules to, even if they're at a deficit, to creep skip waves, do flashy things, find pickoffs. See if it's going to be enough. Void is very, very unfarmed. He's having a tough time. Those consecutive deaths have got a Shadowblade now, but looking at just 5.7k net worth. It's Darkseer with a good amount of farm. Really should be, like, if TNC played this game, didn't get caught as much as they have, all 6 scores in this game would be looking like, wow, everyone's farming. It doesn't really feel like, you know, anyone's being shut down, but the Void is the one hero having a rough time.
Yeah, he's on the bottom lane. They do know that there's people around, of course, as they scanned it out. Tim's was there. Choose to TP away from the situation. Make sure he's not caught out.
See if TNC try and utilize the Shadowblade reveal. The smoke up or something and find a pick. We'll be TPing near some Radiant Vision though. Not sure if that was enough to see it. They see Moogie top. He's the target.
Yeah. Popping the chrono for this could
Triple raise.
certainly be worth.
Yeah.
There we go. Set up for Cuckoo. There's one, there's two. Doesn't even need the third. It's enough damage. Very clean kill for TNC, and pretty much one of the better reveals with the Shadowblade they could have hoped for, taking down the Jug.
Yeah, you don't actually want to try and find a big team fight with the reveal because there's a sleep. So you chrono someone, the sleep disengage, and then suddenly that first chrono is not effective. So this could become a game where we see chrono used the same way that Black Hole's being used. Find a single pick off on core heroes. Cores are dying a lot this game, and that's just the nature of these big ultimates like Black Hole, chrono, targeting carries and mid laners. So it's not a game where these supports are dying as much, but it's a game where these supports have to figure out where can they have the biggest impact, who's going to get ganked next, and be in position to kind of counterplay, particularly the Naga with the sleep, and on the side of TNC, particularly the Shadow Demon with the disruption save.
We're on 1300 towards KP's Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger has just been picked up for the Sand King, TNC. Tim's ready to go. Maybe look for a play. They are grouped up. Do they have any sort of smoke? It's actually going to be Newbee themselves smoking up.
Smoking a Roche.
Okay.
More chronos down. Smaller the window. And TNC seem to just have no idea, period, that they're
I don't think they're going to get there, are they? They're not going to even have a look, but it looks like they've got the Centaur going over.
We'll scout this out.
A little too late. Maybe we can get the kill on Roche. Let's go.
They can even sleep for this if they want. So TNC don't think they want to take the fight into this. Possibly they'll find Newbee splitting up now that Newbee maybe needs to push some lanes out. It's not really the case with anyone going to bottom lane. Bottom lane's a bit of a death trap, so playing around mid and top seems to be the idea for Newbee. And if you're TNC, perhaps just considering split pushing, going for that tier 2 tower and defending high ground afterwards.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we go straight down mid. Newbee pushing on. Boots of travel as well on Cuckoo, so that movement speed stepping up and up. And that global potential to keep those lanes pressured out on the sidelines can step up as he moves towards the top. Got the pressure going on there.
Agnes Naga? Why not? Not really sure what that. I mean, you've got a Spirit Vessel. I often see like Blink Daggers on Naga sometimes after that, but sometimes with the heal. Can be a nice little reset tool. Changer by any means.
Blink Dagger now done for KP, so Newbee themselves could expect to go again for some sort of movement as a group under smoke. They're going to bring down KP to the sort of immediately out of there. They back themselves away. They back themselves away.
Bit of a lag spike there. Not sure if that was us or them.
Yes.
Okay. KP is always going to be trying to target Void and SF. The Void's a great target just because you know there's nothing to cancel your Black Hole then, and you've killed the big teamfight spell of TNC. SF a great target because he's the most farm core on the TNC side. So if you kill him, you're looking in good shape. Going for the boot to travel before the BKB again. Cuckoo's SF always plays very high risk. Loves this super speedy SF. He's at 512 movement speed with a blink. Has that self-yules into blink escape mechanic that you often see as well. So he's very elusive, very hard to kill.
Just for the yules, trying to find some sort of a setup onto SCCC. And the demonic purge straight in with the burst, take down the Viper once. CCC is going to be back from round 2. Cuckoo trying to go for the Requiem setup. The sleep is there to disrupt it. Buying time for SCCC, or maybe not the vacuum from outside of it all. Sam H grabs the Viper back in. SCCC is held back. And that is the Viper down. Mugi still sticking around. TNC going forward into this one. Faith drops the Static Storm, allowing the Omnislash to follow up. They'll take down the Darkseer. Cuckoo moving in, trying to chase down with that movement speed that he has, but KP pops the BKB in the black hole, holding that SF in place. Takes him down. Sand King actually burrow strikes into the black hole as he tries to finish off Faith. Faith incredibly low, does go down, but TNC, they've lost 3. It's a triple kill for Mugi, and it may not be over quite yet as KP moving in with a Malefice onto Raven, slowing him down momentarily. Kaka surrounding 1437. He's got the net down onto the Void, who tries to turn rooted for the time being. They're actually going to lose the Jug on the backlines. The poison stacking up from 1437 was too much for Mugi. So Mugi actually ends up going, and TNC, they're keeping this fight going their way. Kaka down as well, and at the end of it all, despite Newbee being the ones that wanted to keep that fight going, they end up losing 2 more, as the Shadow Demon is too strong.
That's crazy. I think disruption illusions of Jug helping kill him off. SD's actually very good against Jug. If you can get his illusions and then purge him, you can Blade Fury, but those illusions hitting yourself do a shit ton of damage and tear you apart. So that's exactly kind of what happened there to him. That was such a weird fight because quick Aegis kill, and then it was Newbee who were like, we're in retreat, we can't take this fight. And it looked like TNC made a really cool play, cancelling the sleep TP with Darkseer being just out of range of the sleep. So it was like, oh, TNC, you know, they're going to kill this Viper and win the fight. But then Newbee's like, no, we're actually okay. Even though our retreat got cancelled, we're going to win this fight with the Great Black Hole, kill SF. And then Newbee's thinking they're ahead, so they chase. It seemed whichever team was chasing and thought they had the advantage of the fight was actually wrong and overextended. So misplays or misreads, I guess, is probably more accurate from both sides in that fight.
Very close one though overall, 24 minutes and just a 2k lead for Newbee, but TNC definitely showing us their team fight potential.
Yep. It's the 3 Radiant Cores on top of the net worth chart, but not mega concerning. SF is doing fine. Darkseer, you know, it's outfarmed by Enigma, that's kind of typical. That Void is still the main lingering concern who struggles to farm, but he stayed alive that fight, so isn't too critically behind in terms of overall farm.
Let's see what the play is now for Newbee. I mean,
maybe more the play for TNC. There's no black hole for a little bit. They can try and,
they've got their own.
Okay, now 20 seconds. That's not really enough. It's always tricky against that Enigma.
Yeah,
having a cooldown reduction and all that. Cuckoo, he at this point is going to be at BKB, level 25, or even level 20, get the shattering damage. He's got a few peaks coming his way soon. And I don't think TNC actually want to try and fight. Problem is the BKB, it doesn't really guarantee you safety and security against a black hole. Also, it can be a double-edged sword against a Naga Siren. If you BKB and she sleeps and suddenly isolated in snare. So, Aether Lens, so very long cast range on the disruption.
Sends. Tree line.
More
than fine that. Puts himself deep in the jungle side, and he's out.
So TNC want to play a pick-off game here. The big team fight is very much in Newbee's favor with Naga Enigma. They can reset versus Chrono. They have a BKB Black Hole that can only be countered by a Chronosphere. So if Chrono gets used in a fight, this Enigma just suddenly becomes the scariest thing in existence. You almost have to target Enigma with the Chrono. But at the same time, to do that, you have to be positioned in the front, in which case Enigma may just Black Hole you, or you're also exposed to Disruptor. And that's a really nice thing. Enigma would rather Black Hole the SF, so finding a way to kill the Void without Enigma is ideal, which is what Disruptor gives them. silence here, so very likely. I mean, Void had a Yasha. I think a BKB has got to be on the cards for Raven this game, just so that he doesn't die to a disruptor setup. He wants the only way for himself to die to be that Enigma black hole. Does Cuckoo go for that? No. Things will slow down. Both teams have item timings coming, particularly TNC with the SF, who's level timings, I guess, with talents. For Newbee, they also aren't in any rush. They've got late game with an Enigma. That's like one of the best late game heroes in Dota. Refreshers was queued up, so Newbee's probably feeling perfectly comfortable for this game to drag. And for TNC, I don't think they like the idea that this game's going late, but they also, that's their best chance of winning, is getting these items and farm on Shadow Fiend and Void.
Yeah, absolutely. Void's always going to be an issue if he can get the good chronos, and Raven definitely a player to do so. Absolutely, just to sort of slow down the pace. And maybe also just the upcoming Roche going to be the focus for both sides, and also a game where Pressure Showered once it's and then obviously this time of the time once more after. There's a lot of big team fight ultimates. A couple of those could certainly make the difference.
Very hard for TNC to contest Roche, even with Chrono, because of how good Sleep is and Black BKB Black Hole around the pit. And just because of the fact, as mentioned before, you can't commit the Chrono too early on. Once you do, if Enigma's still alive or not coordinate, your teammates cannot follow it up. They just put themselves in a really bad spot. The Enigma's the #1 Chrono target here. You would rather Chrono and kill an Enigma than the Jug, really. Maybe the Jug comparable, but definitely more important than the Viper. The question is, can you kill Enigma during a Chrono? And that comes down to using your BKBs, because otherwise Naga's going to sleep. So you need to catch Naga with the Enigma, or you need to catch Enigma and BKB SF to burst the Enigma down. A lot of things need to go right for TNC to win a team fight, which is where the talk about like how easy it is to execute the draft. And right now, TNC's is way harder to win a team fight in terms of execution. Newbee, it's like, you're this Naga, you're just like, I just got to position in the right spot so I can sleep them when they chrono. If you're this Enigma, you're like, well, I just got to try not get chronoed, but even if I get chronoed, I might get saved. If you're Viper, you're like, I'm going to stand in the front and hope they chrono me because we win the fight. If you're SCC, you're like hoping you die in the fight.
Yeah, hoping they go for the bait, and so far TNC have been pretty good at looking sort of towards the back lines, but you never know, sometimes you're just sort of forced into that position where you know that you sort of have to make a play, but at the same time you really don't want to, if the Viper is causing too many issues on the front lines.
That's why Viper took the Aegis and will probably do so again, because Viper will just siege and hit buildings, force the enemy to go on you. That was what happened top. You'd go on this Aegis Viper, and the fight went kind of astray, at least initially.
It's the pit, and Roshan has got Cheese and Aegis into the hands of Newbee, and TNC not looking to contest at all, whether they knew it or not. I mean, as you said, it's a very hard place for them to fight, regardless.
Yeah, so fast. TNC's map control is far inferior to Newbee's, so doing anything around that part of the map is hard. They can just kind of play around bottom. They're just keeping bottom pushed out to keep Newbee honest. Make sure they stay there defending. So what Newbee will do if they can actually attempt kind of a high ground push. While they've got an Aegis and Cheese. Scotty Jug. Just getting some more stats. Stuart just wanting to be out. If he does, it's like, if I get chronoed, I want to have some armor and health to survive it if possible. Not sold on this item pickup though. I feel like you got this blink, maybe you want to get something from that. Abyssal, or Nullifier has been a very popular item. Bloodthorn against the Void, but I don't know. There's so many different items you can go on a Jug at this point. Also, it's stats against Shadow Demon. If you get disrupted, you're giving away scarier illusions, which is where some of those like Bloodthorn type builds or Bashers aren't maybe as scary.
So, there's the chrono committal. Raven goes in immediately onto the Jug. Do they have enough damage? Yes, they do to pop him once, but KP's there with the response. Has the black hole holding him down into the static storm, but he gets out. Raven actually going to be able to time walk up. And can he actually escape though? Mugi looking to chase. They've got the route. They will still get the kill. So, ults being used from both sides. TNC take the Aegis, but it does cost them the life of Raven.
Missed Black Hole. He wanted to. He had to. I think he got... Did he use the Midnight Pulse? I think they were a bit greedy. Maybe catch it again, but didn't get the 2-man Black Hole. Shadow Fiend would have been the bigger kill there. I think if anything, he should have just made sure he got the Shadow Fiend over the Void. Perhaps he would have been exposed for the Void to right-click him from behind with bashes, but not quite the best outcome for Newbee, but also not quite the best outcomes for TNC. Aegis being taken out is nice.
For the perfect setup onto Mugi, and Mugi is going to get taken down there. On his own, pushing the middle lane out. Didn't expect to be blown up that quickly by TNC.
Just breaking the Aegis is such a big thing because now you know you're not worried about being high ground pushed. Black Hole was committed, so Cuckoo, you can see just running in so aggressive.
He's going straight in. They've got the vacuum into the Requiem. Is this enough to set up for a kill? Kaka gets the sleep out in time. Route to hold back the BKBSF. And that will be enough to get Kaka out there. That looked to be very close to being a big disaster for Newbee, and it may still cost them some lives as Tim's indeed surged forward, gets the Burrow Strike onto CCC. KP though! With the Black Hole onto 3, catching them all, bringing the SK and the Darkseer down. The Static Storm's going to be enough to control the SF. KP turning up big time there with that Black Hole, and that was absolutely perfect timing from him to turn up.
Yeah. TNC's like, let's go. Yeah. They've got no Black Hole. Let's run at them. Let's take some fights. Oh, KP's like, no, I'm farmed out of my mind. I've got a refresher. His Black Hole would have been like 30 or 40 seconds cooldown. It's one of those scenarios where you don't really want to refresh because you've almost got, but he's like, we're going to win this fight. If I refresh here, the game's in the bag.
Absolutely perfect there. In the
great disruption.
I mean, 1437, yeah, trying to buy time for this SF.
That's what he's got to do. That's his role this game, is try and save people in the Black Hole. But when 3 people are caught in it, it's a lost fight. And we've seen mostly Black Hole, you know, it's like KP's job isn't to get 3-man Black Holes. If you do, you clearly win the fight. But when he's going for these 1-man Black Holes, Shadow Demon is a counter to him. Often it's just the Void, just the SF getting Black Holed. So a good disruption can save their life. But that time around, there was no saving anyone. Great play, and really we're going to see the true power and threat of this late game Enigma. Yeah. Double Black Holes. They didn't get any value out of that Roche, but hey, next Roche, we'll play for that, says Newbee, and this time around it'll be a triple Black Hole if we need it. As Refresher Side will be on the menu.
Black Hole, I mean, there's already been one, there's been a triple Ravage today. Earlier. Are we going to see, triple Black Hole? I mean, I imagine you do, you give the Refresher Shard to the Enigma in this game.
I think so. There's like a small chance you could give it to Naga.
Sure.
Perhaps it's like if Naga uses Sleep and Enigma still has double Black Hole, you let her refresh quickly. But Naga Sleep gets down to a pretty low cooldown at level 3. So I guess the big thing for TNC is, can you and how do you contest that Roche? It's so difficult. We've seen the easiest, freest Roches ever for Newbee this game. That second Roche happened so fast. We didn't even notice it was going on ourselves.
Ah, it was so quick.
TNC were just dealing with lanes so far away.
Cuckoo. Still racking up the gold, though. Has pretty much the money for Octarine.
So, 25 as well.
1437, he's found out. In the tree line, you have Tim's. He's revving up the epicenter. Does he really want to go in on this? He blinks up to the high ground. Yeah, he doesn't want to commit for that. They've just got to let 1437 go here for sure. As he's rooted up, taken down. Actually, Raven, he pops the Chrono. He's trying to go in on this, but indeed the sleep reaction's there from Kaka. And with the Static Storm, Raven has been caught. I don't know if that was the play there.
He must have felt like he could catch the Naga. The Naga was right on the edge when she used the sleep, so he must have barely missed catching Kaka as well.
I mean, that's going to cost them big, because now they're 2 heroes down. Neither of them have buyback.
And there's a Black Hole, so anytime if SF gets spotted, he's just dead. He can't come close. BKB Black Hole will instantly be thrown at him. And hey, it's actually double Black Hole, so...
This is going to be so costly for TNC. That little awkward play around the mid lane, They
can go for 3 lanes, theoretically, at least 3 melee Raxes.
Well, there's no epicenter, there's no face this Void. That is almost certainly going to be the second Rax up top going down. What could TNC do to put a stop to this? Newbee now with a 15k gold lead. And all the Black Holes in the world for KP ready to drop.
CSF's position is the furthest back of anyone. There we go. Instantly gets spotted.
Straight on. KP's on top of Cuckoo. Holds him in place. And with him down, as well as the Darkseer, no buybacks on TNC. It fell apart so quickly there for them, as Newbee will get game 2, taking the series 2-0, knocking TNC down. And them themselves, Newbee moving along at the top.
These games where you have Enigma and you get to just free farm the game and there's nothing to cancel a BKB Black Hole, it just feels so comfortable to play late game Dota. Anytime Void or SF was spotted, KP could just BKB black hole them. And once you have Refresher, you've got 2 uncounterable black holes. Potential disruption save, yeah, it's kind of there, but it's not going to win you a fight. It may just buy some time, so very much a fantastic pick having the Enigma this game and picking a game where it wasn't being punished or pressured.
I think TNC going to be a little disappointed with how quickly that came to an end. Raven trying for that play in the mid lane, losing his life, no buyback. It just seemed like it was over from that point, really. I mean, I guess he sort of had to try for those sort of plays. It was the point where he had to really come in with sort of a next level Chronosphere that was going to catch Newbee off guard.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the time, but yeah, it did feel like he had to just go for something crazy. Sand King didn't have Epicenter, he'd kind of blown it earlier. Yeah. It was a very hard game. Once it got to late game, it's like you have a 5% chance to win, and that 5% is you execute your team fight, every single spell stacked perfectly, you catch the right heroes in the Chronosphere so that there's no sleep, black holes aren't landing, and it was just too much that needed to go TNC's way.
Absolutely. And all in all, very, very impressive form from Newbee. Another convincing win for the side as KP blows us away with his incredible Enigma game. That's it from myself and Gods. 2-0 to Newbee. Don't go anywhere, though. Back to the panel.
Thanks very much. Great commentary once again from our pair in the commentary booth, and we'll see them tomorrow on day 3 as we wrap up the group stages. We're going to wrap things up on day number 2 right now with our panel members and also close out the game. What turned out to be a straightforward victory for Newbee in the end, Alan. I don't really know what to say other than Enigma is back!
Enigma in the jungle. Now that was.
I'm always excited when you see black holes everywhere. What else?
It was a little bit surprising to me, TNC with a veteran drafter like 1437 to put themselves in a very unfavorable lineup matchup against the enemy offlaner 2 games in a row. You really had no counterplay to the black hole other than the Chronosphere. When the Chronosphere is on cooldown, the BKB Enigma can zone out the entire enemy team, and you can't really use the Chrono offensively because of the sleep counterplay. Just two very awkward drafts from TNC.
I think, I mean, their core just got countered again. It was like, I saw a few times where, especially in that mid fight, that end of the game, Void pops Chrono, then Naga sleeps, and your 4-hero counters your 2-hero. It's like, or your 1-hero actually. I don't know when it works like, it doesn't exactly always work like that, but when your main carry gets hard countered by support, it's never a very good position to be in.
I mean, it's alright having the lockdown and having the ability to turn everything off, but if you've got nothing that can follow that up, you're not doing anything, are you?
I mean, that's why I thought they would go for the silencer, because it's awkward, but even if you're forced into that position, you kind of know that you're outdrafted. Like, if you're pigeonholed into having to like take one of these 2 heroes that you don't feel very comfortable with, because neither of the options are very attractive.
Right.
Like, you have to take the Void or the silencer, or something that can break it. Otherwise, like, you're going to lose the game, but neither of them like look very good at all. So that's how you know you're outdrafted at that point, because the enemy team has just forced you to be so uncomfortable with your picks.
Yeah, TNC are going to be disappointed after that, aren't they? Because they're better than that.
They got bodied.
I think so.
Yeah, so they are better than that.
I think so. We were talking about it during the draft. We're using the same terminology now, that TNC just kind of put themselves into a corner, and I mean, they had options, but all of those lineups were going to be pretty hard to execute. So,
what was the prize for winning this game? Like, who do they play next?
Newbee play Liquid.
Ooh, well.
All right.
So that's a good prize.
Well, but still, it's an upper bracket game. So
yeah, and then TNC would be well, they drop down, don't they? So yeah, we'll have a look at those before the end of the game. But,
we'll take a look at the bracket.
Yeah, we'll update them and figure out who they play. I think they play EG.
And these black holes by KP, not to take anything away from his performance, because he played really well in that game, but those are very easy on the spectrum of 3-man black holes. Those are very easy 2- and 3-man black holes that he's hitting.
Yeah, but he was still a beast. Like, that's the thing about KP is you give him good heroes.
Alan, 2-3-man black holes are not easy.
Yeah, I am 100% sure that if we had him on this panel, like, he'd say the same. He's a player that has made a lot of truly spectacular plays in his career. Yeah. That was a game where he did his job, and his captain drafted them on the lineup where if he did his job, they were going to win.
Yeah, how impressed were you with Newbee, or do you feel like there was just too many advantages for them that it's hard to actually figure out whether they played well or not?
I mean,
they did what they needed to do, didn't they?
Yeah, I think drafting in general has been kind of an issue for them lately.
Right.
It's like they drafted well.
Yeah.
That's usually a sign that you're like regaining confidence and stuff like that. You're more sure about your ideas and stuff like that. And they were able to like outdraft them, but 2 games in a row into like a corner, which is really cool to see. Like that you can checkmate somebody in the draft alone, and then your play holds up. Everything's looking okay for Newbee. I don't know if they're looking good enough that they're going to be liquid, but
Yeah.
is better.
I'm actually going to channel a little bit of hater blitz and say, wake me up when they play that top 3, top 4 team. Again, Newbee have proven that they can beat good teams, and they've proven in the past that they can get to the grand final of a TI. They have not proven this season that they can play with those elite teams. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. But they have guaranteed themselves a place in the playoff. So they're guaranteed top 6.
1 sub closer.
Yeah. So that's not too bad. Why don't we actually take a look at the brackets right now and show you where things stand at the end of day 2. As you can see, at the very top of this group, Team Liquid coming through nicely with 2 straightforward victories. 2-0 over Na'Vi earlier today and a 1-0 win yesterday against Penta Sports. So Team Liquid will now take on Newbee in that upper bracket. Both of those are qualified for the playoffs. However, they still need to play off because the winner gets an automatic berth into the semi-finals of the main playoffs. Newbee, however, if they lose or Liquid lose, don't worry, they get a second chance because they will go into the quarterfinals. So that's why it's a little bit different here. That's why the bottom of the bracket is also important because we've got TNC versus EG. What a reward that is for TNC for losing. And Na'Vi versus Maneski, which I happen to think is going to be a really good game tomorrow. And those 2 will play off. The winners of that will then play each other, and they will then advance to the quarterfinals of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's clear, isn't it?
The elimination match is a lot of drama.
So that's the group. That's how it's panned out. In the other group, we've got Team Secret, of course, who came through. They already played yesterday. They'll take on Virtus Pro for the place in the semi-finals directly. The loser will go directly to the quarterfinals. And at the bottom of the bracket, as you can see, a few games going on there. And Vici Gaming did survive against the SG Esports yesterday. It was very close. They lost the opening game in that one. Planet Dog not performing particularly well, and Complexity doing well to get through. But they were taken down by VGJ Thunder, who will now make their way through to the last bracket game for a place in the quarterfinals. They will play the winner of Fnatic versus Vici, which is 1-1 right now. It's kind of scary.
So
we're losing really good teams, even at this stage.
No, yeah, that's that. The format, look, the format statistically is great, but it is a bit of a shame that we're losing 10 of the 16 teams in this phase. But we've all been saying all along in a lot of these events we want the group stage to matter a bit more. And here you go.
I mean, hey, we've got 6 days of Dota.
Yeah.
And every team gets a decent shot at it, and I kind of like this format.
But, rewind a little bit to when I don't know that much has changed. You rewind to before the tournament started, and we said we think there's a clear top 4. All 4 have held serve, and we think the drama in the group phase is going to be who's going to be that 3rd team from each group. We go into tomorrow, the situation is exactly the same.
Yep. We know the top 4. We know they're already through, so who are the 2 that join them? Who do you pick out? Is EG going to rise? Is Fnatic going to rise? Is your favourite team Na'Vi going to rise?
Maneski.
It could be Maneski. It could be VGJ Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah. You think Maneski and Thunder?
I think Maneski and Thunder. Feel pretty, somewhat, kind of confident on that.
That doesn't sound confident at all.
EG Fnatic.
EG Fnatic.
Yeah. Fnatic, they have looked to me for a long time, and I may be jumping the gun on this. They may not be quite ready yet, but they've looked like a team that's ready to take a step forward.
Okay, all right. I'm all right with that. I like that. Yeah, it's good picks. Thank you very much, gents. We are ready to close down our show here on day number 2. It's been a fantastic day of Dota 2 once more. I hope you've enjoyed all of the group stage action. We've got more group stage actions tomorrow. We don't know quite what the schedule is just yet because there's still some games going on, but we will update you via social media, and of course it will be on the show tomorrow morning. We'll have 3 best of 3s yet again as we close out the groups here in Kuala Lumpur and move to 6,000 feet above sea level at the highlands in Genting. It will be the playoff road, the top 6 teams all battling out for those DPC points and a large slice of the cash as well. We hope you've enjoyed day 2 as much as we have. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dota 2 action from ESL One Genting 2018.
But the sound as easy clips that, the PL down, all of it coming in up to the high ground. He takes down Crit on the other time, turns towards Fear Fist, got the Shadow Blade. He's going to look to try and give him the Radiance rundown. going to be able to find him. It doesn't look like he will, but it doesn't matter. He's actually going to live. They can't quite bring him down, and now the turnaround's going to be there for EG, surely. Oliver falling low. They do manage to pop the Aegis of Arteezy, but can they actually kill him a second time? Look at the two-man stun from RMN, and they're simply looking to try and disengage. RMN, can he get out of there? TNC comes back in with a burst strike. In fact, with the massive amounts of magical damage, brings Sumail very low, but not quite low enough. Sumail's going to survive. There's 4 dead on Penta. Now comes the high ground. G will find the space to claim a tier 2. Oliver comes in. Chrono and Winter's being used at the same time. A little awkward, but it works out in the terms of setting for the Ravage and the Elder Titan Ultimate, but it's not enough damage to get the kill. Now Arteezy is ready to respond, heading forward. Fiend's Grip's there from Misery, holding the Void in place. Penta never lost one. Arteezy blinking up to the high ground, pushing the rest of Penta back. Ironman on the sidelines being beat upon by Fierce Lycan. He'll cold embrace himself up, but he's held in place. The Necro Army brings him down. 2 down on Penta. Ark's gone as well. Arteezy just blinking in. Kill to kill to kill. Double kill for him. Crit rolls in. Will be held back by the 3-man sleep, but there's 4.
Here's the jump.
Oh, they jump in with BKB. They're going to let loose that ultimate. It's so much damage. They've almost brought down Miracle, but still not enough. Now he gets off the BKB and all that magic damage is going to be for naught. Miracle's unstoppable in this team fight. With just half HP, they can't turn on him. Can't put any physical damage onto him. They take down 2. They only pick up a Rubik there. Now they find extra initiation. They manage to jump onto the Bat Rider. Miracle chasing him down with the Rocket Barrage. The cast just keeps on bouncing. Ahead of the shards there. Hey, duel. They managed to get the shrine out, but the Ice Blast is coming in. Good idea, General, but it just wasn't quite enough. The turnaround silence onto Rubik. GH hoping to be able to get that kill. Rolls past him instead, but Meteor Hammer onto 2. Kuro, the genius. He knew it all along. He saw this opportunity come. Then he tried to let loose the ultimate. GH shuts that down. He denies the ulti. Oh, Seneko. He doesn't even make it out. It's a wipe.
They're able to hit the back up. And then he goes again for another push. Can they try again? KP jumps in. Yours onto the Death Prophet, but he's stuck now in the Static Storm. Mugi just moves forward onto Cuckoo. Does he have the damage to bring him down? The GA's there as well from KP, keeping him alive, allowing him to take down the DP. Raven's popped his BKB, trying to turn the fight around, but TNC, they've already lost 3. It's a double kill for Mugi. They get the glitch back onto Raven. Raven does find the Sunder, but he's in too much trouble himself. The Thunder Strike and the physical from Mugi pummels in, takes him down. It's going to be a team wipe almost certainly, as Tim's the last one to go down. Triple kill for Mugi. There's no buybacks available on TNC as Newbee. That looked to be very close to being a big disaster for Newbee, and it may still cost them some lives as Tim's indeed surged forward, gets the Burrow Strike onto SCC. KP though! With the Black Hole onto 3, catching them all, bringing the SK and the Darkseer down. The Static Storm's going to be enough to control the SF. KP! Newbee now with a 15k gold lead. All the black holes in the world for KP ready to drop.
TSF's position is the furthest back of anyone. There we go. Instantly gets spotted.
Straight on. KP's on top of Cuckoo, holds him in place. And with him down, as well as the Darkseer, no buybacks on TNC. It fell apart.